well, the technical part works. But nevertheless, we are finally in the game, or at least in the pick and ban phase. Like you said, we have Cassiopeia, Talaya getting banned out. Well, let's be fair, Coscu, that was they just made sure that Coscu cannot play Talaya. We saw what happened.
Yeah, and DevRip had a pretty strong performance in that last match they played during the weeklies. And they don't really want to give him another go at that one. So that one's got banned away. And Cassiopeia, of course, focused towards Coscu. One of his most interesting champions, so to say. There are not a lot of players who play Cassiopeia. Definitely not at the level that he does. So that one's taken away as well. And Nidalee, of course, focused onto Kirai. But that does leave his Elise open, because Nidalee and Elise are kind of his bread and butter, as we saw with Bruder the last game. Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, so Cassiopeia gone, Nidalee, like you said, last game, Trundle getting removed, and Jin also getting removed. So bans all across the board, not really one person specifically targeted, except for perhaps Coscu. But now it's up to Sven. What do you expect to come out here? Because he has the option to get Vladimir, but... No.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
I wonder if they're going to get an early pick perhaps for maybe Sliver, maybe for Norb, just to secure a certain champion. But they do go for that Vladimir, so second game today. We're going to see that one.
I'm quite curious to see how Vladimir will be playing out here, of course, on the well, on the Rift. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure if it's the best first pick. You also have the other options like Shen that we saw. No, never mind. You can't pick Shen because he was banned. But you have Kindred, what used to be one of those champions that everyone was seeking after. We actually saw her being banned out in the first series. So why Vladimir here over anything else?
Well, in one case, they won't show anything. I mean, it is a rather flexible pick. It doesn't make your team composition lean in a certain direction, as Ashe perhaps does, because it does give you a lot of utility and a lot of engaged potential with the arrow, of course. So that does give more away from what the Lachende Gerdas wants to do here. So I wonder how they're going to respond. I kind of imagine them to go for jungler and maybe AD carry here, because or support and AD carry, because their opponent have already picked it, and they won't give anything away for the mid lane, for the top lane and the jungle here.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup, that's for sure. But Braum has been picked quite a bit in the well, in the initial stages of the tournament, so during the group stage. Ashe, we haven't seen too much of her, but I believe she has been picked up by Kitty, or was it? No, it was Sliver picked up Ashe once. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's interesting to see her, but you don't see her that often. And yeah, I guess it's also down to the nerves that Lucian got during the well, the course of this tournament.
Yeah, and ECVisualize has chosen to go for the takeaway of champions here. Elise being picked up for Norb and Irelia for Svenne. Irelia is, of course, one of the champions that Morster really likes to play. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a Jax here once again in counter to that Irelia, because that's really a skill matchup, Irelia versus Jax. But Jax has received some small buffs lately, and Irelia's ulti has been nerfed a small bit. But still a strong champion, and it is going to be that Jax.
Yeah, so Jackson Graves getting picked up here, so most likely Graves going to be going into the jungle. The only thing that they still need to pick up is their mid laner, so they're leaving that up to a flex pick at this point. If we're looking at how the composition of the red team is coming together, so we have Ashe, Braum, we have Kitty now picking up Jax for Morsu, of course. That is basically focus one target down and kill him immediately. That's basically what I'm reading out of this. So perhaps Lissandra to follow up on this?
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I mean, maybe he wants to go for a LeBlanc, but I wouldn't advise it in this matchup against Vladimir. Lissandra would be quite alright, and it has a good synergy with the competition they're running. It gives them a lot of hard engage and a lot of potential to set up team fights. So for ECVisualize, they're still hovering over what champions they're going to pick. And once again, the Blitzcrank, I kind of doubt it. They could go for it, but...
No, Bard is available, and we've been seeing Bard has been banned out every single game, if possible, at plus. Sazette really loves to play his Bard, so it's very nice that he gets it.
And if you include the weekly matches they had, it's going to be the 4th game in a row for Sazed on that Bard. So definitely has a lot of experience on it. Definitely has fun playing it. So he should do quite well on it. And they're hovering over that Azir, which is more of a control mage. They could use it to pretty good effect, but I kind of would expect a Lysandra more here.
Yeah, the thing is, we haven't seen any Azir play on the side of Lachende Gerdas for the entire tournament, so I would be very surprised if we saw him being picked up here.
Well, I do know that Coscu plays it a lot, so it is definitely in his champion pool. But then again, yeah, you haven't seen really how they performed on it with the team, but it is going to be that Azir, so that one's going to be locked in.
Yeah, there are a lot of options, yeah. I guess we're just going to have to see how Coscu will be playing at Azir. I mean, you've been saying he's been playing it a lot in solo queue, and there's of course also the option of well, playing it here. That's what's happening right now. But looking at Azir versus Vladimir, Vladimir is going to probably have somewhat of a hard time with Azir, doesn't he?
Yeah, the issue with Azir is that once he has his soldiers up, it's so difficult for you to get into position to either CS or try to harass. So you have to time it pretty precisely that once his soldiers go down, you can go in for the harass. But we'll have to exit as quickly as possible because the soldiers will come back and will poke you down quite hard. And yeah, it is going to mean that DefRep is going to have a hard time with farming, basically. But I do like the combination from ECVisualize. They have the Vladimir and the Sivir. So with the Sivir ultimate, you're able to get that Vladimir closer a lot easier. He has, of course, the Ghost as well. So that in combination with each other, it's pretty nice for him to get into the enemy team.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very curious setup, but looking back at the top lane, so we were talking about Jaxers already, how it is a skill matchup. I'm assuming it's related to Counter-Strike and hit and style.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, they have similar types of builds as well. But yeah, it is kind of related to the Counter-Strike indeed. You need to time it correctly. And afterwards, it is pretty easy for Aurelia to chase after you with her Blade Surge. And she can catch up to Jax pretty quickly. But the thing is, after the change with Jax, he doesn't lose his passive stacks instantly as he did before. They fall off 1 stack at a time. So you still get a lot of attack speed even though you haven't attacked for a while. So it's easier for a Jax player to abuse that to good effects. But it is going to be a skill matchup, and I think that junglers are going to be pretty critical in the top lane.
Yeah, guys, but the last couple of weeks Aurelia has been back, and that's because of some item changes, right?
Yeah, the Trinity Force change, which has upset the top lane a little bit. Yeah, it gives a lot of attack speed nowadays instead of the critical strike. Critical strike has of the crit chance has been removed completely, if I'm correctly, and it gets a 40% attack speed buff now instead of the 15 it was before. So that's quite significant, and definitely with a Jax or an Aurelia, you get the extra attack speeds and still get the proc as well from the Triforce, which just helps out a lot.
Yeah, it's really helpful for an Aurelia player, of course. And that Bard pick, like you said, he has been playing Bard for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
If you include this week, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Bard, to be honest. Crepo will probably agree, but this Bard, so many engages. We saw the last couple of weeks, it has been really useful for the team. Do we expect him to make some engages in the next couple of games?
Well, for sure. I mean, I'm going to guess that his ulti use is on point. And that he's going to use that to be able to get his team into position to re-engage quite quickly after. Because they want to get the Vladimir right on top of the enemy. And with the Bard ultimate, you can stop them for a while and get into range and then go for the full-on engage. So I'm going to guess that Sazed is going to be pretty critical for ECVisualize here.
Okay, and looking at these both teams, who will win the first game?
I want to give you one this first, though.
No, are you giving it to me first? No, to you first, Kronos.
Jeez, I'm kind of leaning towards ECV because I think that the setup of the team is a bit more well organized. If Lachende Gerdas would have had the Lysandra, I would have given it to Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to not picking Lysandra, but picking Azir, if you ask me, because Lysandra is just that much more powerful, in my opinion, especially in this composition where you have that Ash Arrow, where you have that Braum passive, where you have Jax being able to jump in. it's much easier to just focus one target down.
Yeah.
They could also just go for a burst mage, just a LeBlanc. I would have been more happy with that than a control mage, like you said, such as Azir. So
yeah, but at the same time, Azir has been becoming way more popular lately.
Yeah.
I mean, Azir is insane in his own sense, but I do feel like because of the composition that they are running, it just doesn't fit in as well as it could be. So I'm not saying that Azir is bad or anything. I think it's a really good champion, but I would have liked Lissandra better in this competition.
Okay, but it seems that we are on the rift, guys. So I want the crowd to give a hand for both teams, ECVisualize and Lachende Gerdas. Let's see what they can pull off here in the second semi-final of the day.
All right, so well, what we've been seeing thus far is, of course, a passive start of the games. Everybody was just sitting on every entrance of the jungle. But in this case, we're looking at the Lachende Gerdas, and Lachende Gerdas, they are known for being hyper aggressive. They have a lot of aggressive players, and oh yeah, this is basically what happens. Kitty tries to go in, but gets stunned by the Bard.
Yeah, gonna get pushed away then. Nothing to be had here for Lachende Gerdas. They are gonna be forced to go back with a couple of their members because they got poked a little bit. But hyper aggressiveness not working out this time. ECVisualize, maybe we're expecting it.
Yeah, the thing is, it's high risk, high reward. If you go in, you get the kill. It's a big reward. Although I believe that they nerfed the kill experience in the initial levels. I am not entirely sure, but in any case, the thing is you have a high reward, but you also have the risk of being caught yourself, and that's why teams tend to just play it a little bit more passive, I guess. And yeah, it's don't put all your eggs in a basket.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we're seeing everywhere. People do not want to take the risk because they feel confident in their mid to late game snowballing capabilities, that they don't want to give away something that's going to make it well, very troublesome for them in that mid game. So not risking too much, just going to scale up, try to get picks with the jungler, and snowball off of that one, yeah.
Yeah, so an interesting thing here is, of course, the lane swap that has come out here. If you're looking at Ashe with Braum currently in the top lane, Jax, of course, in the bottom lane, because it is a lane swap after all. But why do they do this, and what is their advantage doing so?
I mean, honestly, we haven't seen lane swaps happen all that often anymore. Before the changes to the jungle, it used to be a standard thing. And now it's just to either avoid a certain matchup or to get a better matchup for your own team. It could also be possible that Lachende Gerdas thought that ECVisualize were going to lane swap and that they initiated it themselves to counter it. But honestly, I kind of feel like both lanes would have been rather equal here. Because I mean, like I said, the Jax Aurelia matchup is more of a skill matchup. So they would have been fine going up against each other. And the bottom lane could both do rather well, I think, against each other. Both have their ups and downs and their plus sides, but...
Well, in any case, it looks like Lachende Gerdas are going to be able to get the first turret of the game, because they do have that three-man push going for a long time. But yeah, look at the turnaround here from ECVisualize. They decide, okay, sure, you can have our top tower. We're taking your bottom tower. We're getting control of the dragon.
Yeah, but they are going to go and rotate rather quickly afterwards, most likely. So it's kind of snowballing the game towards the mid game earlier. It's a shorter laning phase, forcing you to play more with your team instead of going for 2v2 or 1v1 matchups and just having jungler to help out.
Yeah, that's basically that's a good reasoning, definitely, because perhaps Lachende Gerdas, especially with their setup, they want to go as a team. They want to nuke someone down, get the picks off. It could definitely work out for them. For now, though, we're going to be looking at Kirei here. Kirei in the enemy jungle, getting a lot of farm in, or at least a lot of jungle camps in. Why is he actually there? Why is he not in his own jungle taking his own camps?
He does look to be a little bit later to the punch than Norb was, because Norb just picked up, I think, one buff, and then rotated into the enemy jungle. Oh no, wait, he started actually in the enemy junglers. And I mean, you kind of know that when you get the lane swap, all the players of your team are going to be on one side. So you get kind of the weird rotated jungles where the one jungler takes the north side and the other one takes the south side and just take buffs. And there's nothing really that the other side could do against it.
For now, though, Suikas and Kitty, they are going to be, well, just clearing out the ward here, getting some additional, or at least countering out the vision that ECVisualize had. But they have to be careful. They have no tower to fall back to, so if they get engaged upon, say by Norp also coming in here, then they're in very big trouble.
Yeah, and Sven here in a lot of trouble, because Morsu is level 4, while Sven is still level 1. Not being able to pick up all that much experience, being zoned away from his, from the enemy wave, and that kind of means that he has to stay back and up farm, and it will give Morsu the lead in this lane for sure.
Yeah, the only advantage you have is that, say, if they kill Morsu, then you get a lot of additional experience, and you get a lot of experience, of course, from these... oh, Cocoon coming out, but they actually spotted Kirae, so nothing really that big.
Yeah, that's quite risky here from Noah walking on his own as a jungle, seeing as Sven is kind of low, still level, well, he just turned level 3 actually, but he was behind quite a bit, so if Norb would have got caught there in his jungle, Sven couldn't really do all that much to help him out.
Yeah, speaking of Norp moving into the middle lane, Coscu getting cocooned, now in a lot of trouble. Coscu forced to flash away. Can they catch him? No, they cannot. Very close, but they at the very least blown the flash on Coscu.
Yeah, 2 summoners down actually for him, and Defrib uses Ghost as well, but managed to save his flash at least. So if Kiro wants to go for a gank, he still has his flash to get out. Of course, still has his pool as well, so a lot of opportunity for him to get out. But this might mean that Coscu is going to get in trouble in a minute or so.
Yeah, definitely. He has nothing left, and Norp still has, like you said, has the flash, has his cocoon available. And the first dragon of the game is going to be a mountain dragon, so that's also a thing to keep in mind here. We talked about the dragons in the previous game. Mountain dragon and infernal dragon, that's where it's at.
Yeah, mountain dragon is mostly important for a team that wants to go for the map control. Mainly if you got a Caitlyn, you really want to go for those mounted rigs, because with the extra range you have for Caitlyn, it's much easier to take down those turrets and get gold advantage to your team that way. But for these teams, it's kind of okay to have it. It's not super important because they both have a sort of a team fight-ish composition. So you'd rather have an Infernal.
Yeah, true, but then on the other hand, they do manage to take down Baron a lot easier. So that's a little bit of the other side of the medallion. In the meantime, though, look at Norp here. Norp slowly but surely moving to the top side, taking out some of these camps, actually taking the red buff of his opponent. Here, will he actually get caught? That's actually a big thing to keep in mind here, because Kira is also moving in. But Norp will be able to take that one on his own, just like that.
Yeah, he's way in time, but Kira has the CS lead, so he's doing better than Orbis right now. But Morb has had some more pressure on the map than Kira has so far. So that synergy between him and Coscu has still not shown itself yet.
Well, I guess the issue is also that Coscu doesn't really have any form of CC, not that much of CC. I mean, usually you see Cassiopeia being picked up, and Cassiopeia, of course, has that dash stopper. But in this case, well, there's not much that he can do other than the Emperor's Divide.
Yeah, so you might want to go for the Emperor's Shuffle and get in there. But you kind of want to have your flash for that to perform it even better. But for now, we'll have to wait, and maybe Norb can come in soon and try to get a pick onto Coscu.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But for now, Kirae just clearing out some wards. Actually finds Saze there, but they're just doing a little bit of a dance there as Saze is keeping an eye on his opponent. Tosses out yet another one of his abilities onto Kirae. Kirae, yeah, he's a little bit greedy there, but fortunately he has Cast there to protect him.
Yeah, they had a lot of vision down as well, so they kind of knew that Saze was nearby, but they recognized that there wasn't anybody else there nearby, so could do it pretty safely and get a response down for Norb pretty much counter jungling that most of the topside jungle from Kirae.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt Kirae a little bit in terms of his experience and on how fast he can go. But he manages to give the blue buff over to Coscu, and I believe that Vladimir doesn't need a blue buff, so that's a thing. But I believe blue buff these days also gives some ability power, so it is somewhat useful for Vlad.
They kind of changed it as well, because before blue buff gave a base amount of damage, and now they switched it to a percentage. So back in the day, you didn't really see blue buff being transferred all the time because the buff wasn't that huge, except for the cooler reduction and the mana regen. But now with the percentage damage it adds to your ability power, it is rather essential for mid laners, maybe even for Vladimir later on in this game.
Meantime, bottom, well, top side actually, inner turrets. We're looking at Sven just trying to clear out this wave here as Kira is also moving in, but he's getting chased down by Sace. Here's on the hunt, they're going for Kira. Kira in a lot of trouble, will he go down? The Bard will misses completely, and they are going to be flashing over the wall onto Kira. Kira in a lot of trouble, tries to dash out away from this one, but Sven goes in. Sven, oh, he gets the heal, he survives, and it's first blood. Now they're on to Kaz. Kaz will be able to escape this one, or will he? Yeah, Kitty of course has the slows, but a very nice flash. Oh no, he gets caught! He gets caught! He will be going down though. One more hit, will he go down? Yes, he will be going down. Sace gets a kill.
Oh, good job, I know, with the flash cocoon, but they are giving away a lot of map pressure. Coscu and Morsu both deciding to stay in those other lanes and push them out and get something else back in return. They kind of knew that there was nothing more they could do to stop it, so better try and get some advantage somewhere else.
Yeah, seems like a very valid plan, but they do trade top tower, so the amount of gold is relatively equal between the two teams. If we're actually looking at the items that are currently being built, well, Aurenia has finished the phase, is not even close to Morsu in terms of CS, but at the very least she got an assist, and that might at the very least help her a little bit in order to come back into this game. Mid lane, a massive advantage here for Coscu, 20 CS lead. Bottom lane though, it is Sivir who's slightly ahead of Ash here.
Yeah, and kill and assist on both the bottom laners there. So that helps them out a lot. We can see it here, 600 gold advantage here for Sliver. And about 400 here for Sace as well. So they are doing pretty well. But on the other side, there's Coscu and Malta both doing pretty well for themselves. So might see Norb a bit out of position here. Oh, Kirai, sorry.
Yeah, Kira is forced to back away, and that is going to give them the Mountain Dragon immediately. There's nothing that Lachende Gerdas can do about it. They have spotted it, of course, because of the Scuttle Crab Bard. But yeah, they're way out of position. Like you said, no chance for them to fight back. They might actually send Ashe and Braum. It's going to be an Infernal Drake, but they might send everyone to the top lane, try and take the inner tower. But yeah, the initial Mountain Drake, that's going to allow ECVisualize to bounce back later in the game.
Yeah, of course, ECVisualize deciding to go for the Drake means they give up map pressure everywhere else. So they do take that turret here in the top lane. So nice advantage taken there by Lachende Gerdas. And it gives them a pretty hefty gold lead here. 1500 is into their pockets. So it's going to help them a lot here. And that dragon right now just not doing too much for ECV.
Oh, this is going to be good. Look at Kaz and Kitty here, just waiting for the possibility to catch someone here. Kira is also nearby. They actually see Norb there. There's the arrow, and immediately everyone onto Norb, but the Rebel keeps him alive. And now the fight will break out, and immediately the Emperor's Divide moving everyone away. Will Death Rip survive? His Straw Pool keeps him alive for a long time, but he goes down to the collateral damage. And now the chase will continue. Norb in a lot of trouble. Will get taken out. Sace is able to go on a magical journey to escape, but now they're on to Sliver. Sliver goes down. It's a double kill for Kira.
Good play there from Lachende Gerdas, definitely taking the game into their hands. A big round of applause for them. But that was just a bit of a misplay by Sace as well, because we saw Death Rip coming in there with the Hemo Plague, and then the bot ult came after it. So Hemo Plague not really doing all that much during that fight because of it. And yeah, just Lachende Gerdas confidently winning that fight and taking the Scuttle here, or sorry, the Rift Herald as a reward for that.
Kira immediately just going to be running out of the jungle to get to safety. Rift Herald now going over to the team of Lachende Gerdas. Who did they actually give it to? I believe it went to Morsu, yeah.
Yeah.
So Morsu is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the top lane, especially if he's alone.
Yeah, and he just completed the Triforce at the 40-minute mark. So that's going to be huge for him. And on the other side, Svenne just with the Fate and the Stinger, so not even close to completing it.
Norb in the meantime actually looking to steal, but he actually gets spotted out by the ward, so Kitty immediately knows what's up and already moving in. Norb, will he actually get it? Yeah, he gets the smite, so it will be fine. But yeah, Lachende Gerdas, they are definitely showing why they are looking to
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of the Azir pick here. The good thing about it against the Vladimir is that you can push him away from your team, and he can't use his pool, of course, to go through the wall. So he has to walk around it like everybody else, and it removes one of Vlad's key aspects he needs to use, which is get into the enemy team. He just gets pushed away, and nobody can. Well, he can't just get to the enemy team quickly enough.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. Perhaps that's also the reason why they picked up Azir. Azir in that fight was huge, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Like, he did so much work in clearing out that fight, and then also turning it into the favor of LoChende Gerdas. But here's the Bardo onto Coscu. Coscu in the love throw, forced to fight away. The arrow comes in, hits Norb. Norb goes down, and now the continuation of the fight. They take out Coscu. Kirei forced to jump away, but here's the magical journey. They're chasing down Cass. Cass with the Unbreakable will stay alive as Kitty comes in. Kitty in well, doing so much damage. He takes a sliver. Now they're on to Sace. Sace goes down in Death Rip, and Sven need to back away as fast as they can.
ECVisualize looked so good, but they got too greedy, and now we see Morsu actually pushing on that top lane. He wasn't even a part of that fight. 4 versus 5, and a convincing win once again from Lachende Gerdas, and we see Inhibitor Tower has been down.
Oh, look at the damage down by Morsu. Morsu goes ham. Here's Sven. Oh, Sven, run, please. Run away from Morsu. But now Morsu is actually running away from Sven. Tables have been turned, but they take down the turrets on the top lane. So that's all turrets down in the top lane. They also took a turret down in the middle lane. So that's 5 turrets already down in favor of the Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, ridiculous movements out of them. Just doing so good on objectives. When we see here Infernal Dragon on more than 1.5 minutes before that one will be available. And it's definitely going to be one that's going to get contested here, because both teams really want to have it. And I wonder if ECVisualize can bounce back from this one, because they are on the back foot right now.
Yeah, they are, but that's why they need the Dragon. If they can get the Dragon, then if the time goes on, it will become more valuable. And they have that chance to actually come back. But that's the thing, they first need to slow down. They are getting caught up in the rhythm of Lachende Gerdas, and Lachende Gerdas likes that rhythm. They just like going aggressive, they like to turn things around. If ECVisualize calms down a bit, then perhaps they can bait a mistake out of Lachende Gerdas.
The thing as well there for ECVisualize, they grouped up so much against an Azir and an Ashe, and that's rather it's not the right thing you want to do. I mean, Ashe completed the Hurricane as well, so a lot of damage to multiple targets is going to come out from both the AD carry and the mid laner, and you don't want to group up against that, and that's quite the issue right now for them.
It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because they also need to group up in order to mitigate the damage that an Ashe arrow can do if it just hits a single target and you're alone. So it's a little bit of, yeah, it works both ways. But yeah, look at Morsu here. Morsu slowly moving in. He has completely hidden his presence right there. It's kind of like a ninja, but he's now heading towards the middle lane. He's thinking. He wants to know where he needs to go, and he actually goes straight to Iradia. But they're jumping straight to Morsu. Will Morsu actually go down the top lane? Well, Morsu forced to jump away, still chasing. Oh, there's the Bardo. Yeah, goodbye Morsu, you're dead. And yeah, that's the kill.
In the meantime, Lachende Gerdas going for the Dragon, so they're gonna trade the 1 kill for the Dragon most likely. And Azir picked up a turret as well actually in that bottom lane. So even though Morsu got killed, there was a lot of neutral objectives been taken on the map by Lachende Gerdas to counter it.
That's also the thing, like at this point they need to send multiple people to deal with Morsu, because Morsu has that Trinity Force and looks to be building towards the Hextech Gunblade. Norb in the meantime just dealing with Coscu in the bottom lane. But in the meantime we're going to be seeing a big fight breaking out here in the bottom lane. Iradia is actually behind Kirei and Coscu, but there's a turret. It's not really where you want to be, Sven. So Sven immediately ditching this fight, going to run away as fast as he can. Kuhn does land the Kirei, but no follow-up.
Yeah, and we saw that Norb walked back and forth into the turret, taking a tower shot, walking back, not going for the engage, and taking another turret shot, walking back in. So he's down to half health, and this gives the advantage here to Lachende Gerdas. They're going for the push here. They want another turret.
And at this rate, they're also going to get it. Coscu in the meantime taking a lot of damage. That was the Proto Belt coming out.
Wow.
Oh wow, that is Zir. The lateral damage almost taking down Norb. Look at how low they are right now. Norb and Sliver have to back away, and that's an easy turret here for the Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, so that's another turret going down here, and also is still going for the split push. I mean, honestly, in the last couple of years, what has he been known for? That split push. And he's going for it once again and doing pretty well at that. So we have Baron coming up in a couple seconds. I doubt that we're going to see action around it quickly, but they could use it to set up a bait. Get vision control, get some walls down, try to pick somebody off and force a fight, because that's what Lachende Gerdas want right now. But at least we'll see things cooling down for a bit. A couple items that have been completed. Kitty has that Infinity Edge right now, which is a pretty essential component playing in Ashe. It helps out a lot for him, and we actually see ECVisualize setting up the trap here. Being wards all around, but there they get spotted by the trinket there from Kitty, so can't really set it up correctly here. They will be forced to go away.
They're actually looking for that trap. That's the only thing they have going for them right now. They are 7,000, 8,000 gold behind. Nice dance off there, of course, by Gas. But they're 8,000 gold behind, so they need to make something flashy happen. And what's the most flashy thing you can make happen is a Baron steal. So that's the thing to keep in mind.
Nice try.
I'm not entirely sure if that was actually the idea that Bart had there.
Yeah, and wanted to catch Coscu, of course, but he managed to shuffle away pretty quickly, and there we have it. Morsu, once again, he's going for that split push. So who is going to be able to deal with him? It's going to be Sven, sorry.
Yeah, Sven, at the very least, able to clear out that little bit of minion wave that was there, but looks like Lachende Gerdas slowly but surely moving towards the Baron area, and we saw what happened before with the Baron area. The Baron area is one of those tricky areas where anything can go wrong, and well, we've seen it happen before. Baron's going to the other team, but at this point, look at the damage that's already being dealt here to the Baron. Baron down to 6,000-ish hit points. Kirei and Coscu just doing so much work here on the Baron, and Norp is not there to fight back. They do not have any vision, and that is going to be an easy Baron here for the Lachende Gerdas. And yeah, well, let's be honest. Baron, what has happened after the Baron, usually the game is over. That's the thing. So it's going to be hard for ECVisualize to break that, because that's, yeah, let's be fair. That's kind of a trend here in the Benelux. Take the Baron, win the game.
And I do believe that ECVisualize had vision. They had Scuttle Crab control at the Baron. But then again, I think that Coscu and Kira went over the wall behind the Baron and were able to do it without giving knowledge away to ECVisualize. So I couldn't exactly see how much the Scuttle Crab gives, but I do believe that the Baron is not in vision range for that one.
Yeah. Thing is, if we wanted to see that, we would have to go back in the replay, but for now we don't really have the time to do so, because you can see the Lachende Gerdas are slowly but surely closing in on the base of ECVisualize. So that's the thing here. They're heading towards the bottom lane. They have a nice wave pushing into the bottom lane as well, but also they have a nice Jax pushing into the top lane. Morsu on his own, just doing what he can to put as much pressure on ECVisualize to split their forces. And now Azir dropping the turret, so that's going to give them a little bit of a safe space that they can go towards. And yeah, they're now slowly but surely pushing in. Yeah. It's just a matter of time before they engage.
Going for the safe form on split push says not really anybody responding to Morsu, I think. And they're going to have to go for the fight here.
Yeah, and you can see ECVisualize, they already have thrown out the Bard ultimates, and oh my word, that was just Norp getting obliterated right there. Immediately Coscu coming in as well. Just look at the damage that they're dealing right now, and the taking down Sven, he will go down, Death Rip goes down. The entire team of ECVisualize has been removed, and this is pretty much GG right here. Lachende Gerdas teleporting in, interesting move. But with the Baron buff and the minions, that should be more than enough to finish this game. And it's Lachende Gerdas who take a game away from ECVisualize. And well, ECVisualize needs to be very careful with what they do in the next game.
Yeah, a bit of a shock here. ECVisualize being wiped out, honestly. I mean, 12-4 in kills, 9 turrets to 2. And just convincing play here from Lachende Gerdas.
Definitely.
Yeah, Lachende Gerdas came with a game plan and it worked out for them with the Ashe first pick. And the Ashe was a really decider in the mid game for them.
Yeah, definitely, and especially when they started to go, to accelerate the mid game. Immediately they started to snowball it by getting that early tower. So I guess that we were talking a little bit about how aggressive Lachende Gerdas wants to be. Perhaps that was what they wanted, and they want to drag ECVisualize into their tempo game.
Yeah, they just forced them into weird scenarios where we saw that ECV made a pick, I think, with the bot ultimate onto one person. I can't remember exactly who it was. But then they were in a 3v5 scenario and still managed to pull it off. I mean, ECVisualize was taking too much poke from both Kitty and Coscu, and that just lost them the fight there and lost them an inhibitor tower. So
Yeah, ECVisualize was a bit sloppy in general, taking turret hits, and they were not on their top game. So probably next game they will try to recover from this. But what I noticed as well, you talked about the skill matchup between Aurelia and Jax, and it seemed that ECVisualize put all their eggs in the Sivir basket. They gave all the farm to Sivir, while Jax got the farm he needed, and he was like 30, 40 farm ahead, while Aurelia was still at 1 farm maybe.
yeah.
I think that's also part of the lane swap. They swapped lanes immediately, and then suddenly, Aurelia went straight into the jungle together with Elise.
Yeah, it was just managing the waves correctly, because we saw that Wolsu got to the top lane quicker, I think, after the lane swap scenario, and he got to the minions first. So he had the opportunity to get some farm and get a couple levels up, and then there was no position for Svenne to go for any CS whatsoever. He was even zoned away from the experience. We saw it, that he was at level 1 against level 4, I think.
Yeah.
And that just got out of hand a bit.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the new jungle. You don't get experience if you're not a killer. But, and that's really hurting the double jungle, because Aurelia was that far behind already in experience. He couldn't help Norp. You saw Norp also, I believe, with Kirei nearby. He couldn't even move in to try and attack him, even though he was in a position to actually bounce on to his target.
Yeah, and you talked about the Azir pick a bit before the match, and you were like, maybe they should have gone for Lissandra, but especially in the team fights, Azir helped a lot.
Yeah, it just showed what the Azir brought to this team composition. Instead of going full on for the hard engage, they got a bit of zone control in. And it's just against Deathrip on the Vladimir is so important to keep him away and keep him off of your AD carries and off of yourself, of course. And that way use the long range to get the poke damage down and just go for the win.
And the Bard pick by Seist. Some plays were fine, but he wasn't on his last week's Bard level. I don't know how you guys see that.
Could be the stress. I mean, we're playing here live in front of a massive audience. We're playing for a lot of money. I can imagine that you would feel a little bit stressed here.
Could be the case, but we saw it at that blue buff fight where Deathrip got in there, he used his Emo Plague, and then Bardo came afterwards. I think locking up at least 2 members from Lachende Gerdas and just making them invulnerable and denying the damage that Deathrip could have done with the Emo Plague.
Yeah. Well, let's see if ECVisualize can pick themselves up and give it back to a 1-1. We're going into a short break, short toilet break. Teams are getting back into the lobby. We will be back in a couple of minutes.
signs, mister.
Become what I became again? Will I become what I became when we were only friends? If not, I think I might just write again. 'Cause I remember when you said it's the smartest way if all we stay as friends.
This is a Monster Cat exclusive.
We are in the Amsterdam Arena, not on the pitch itself, but in some of the rooms separated with. But nevertheless, it's a pretty nice venue over here.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the most amazing venues I've been at thus far. And to be fair, the audience is also amazing. So, audience, can you let yourself be heard for a moment?
Amazing.
Amazing, definitely. This is already pretty big here, especially in the arena. But with all these people here watching League of Legends, cheering on these teams, this is going to be even more awesome right now. And well, Kronos, Game 2. What are we going to expect?
Yeah, it's all on the wire right now. I mean, ECVisualize need to either bounce back or Lachende Gerdas will take it away here. So it's going to be exciting to see if it's going to be 1-1 and we're going to go to the third map, or that they're going to finish it right here. But we are already into picks and bans by the looks of it.
Yeah, so immediately we see Talaya once again getting banned out, and Cassiopeia also. So very similar bans to what we saw last game. Are there any champions that you would expect to be picked up here by ECVisualize?
I kind of wonder if they're going to try to ban away the Azir this time, because it was quite essential. He did, I think, like a third of the damage coming out of Lachende Gerdas, so he was a big part of why they managed to win that game, along with the Ashe. But it doesn't really seem... Oh, there we go. The Azir is banned, so they will not allow Coscu to play that a second time.
Yeah, they're going to be attacking Coscu's champion pool, but the issue with that is, of course, that Coscu's champion pool is quite diverse. He plays pretty much anything. Let's take a quick look at what he has been playing thus far. He's been playing Ryze, he's been playing Victor, Cassiopeia. We've seen Azir coming out as well. I would not be surprised if he would, for instance, run away with a Victor or something like that. But the most important thing is, ECV cannot let themselves be sucked into the tempo of the team of the Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, they need to play the game their own way and not respond to what Lachende Gerdas is doing, but instead make their own proper plays and set it up correctly. But we do see another Ashe here for Kitty. Definitely had some fun in that one and was able to make good picks for his team and use that crystal arrow to good effect. So we're going to see that one again and wonder what ECVisualize is going to do in response here.
Well, they have a few options, of course. They could theoretically take away the Braum. The Braum in the hands of Yasuikas was amazing. Very good placements, especially with jumping to his teammates and then immediately dropping the Unbreakable in order to protect them. And also his Glacial Fissures were on point and the Winter's Bite were also on point. But they decided to pick up Trundle, who was banned out last game, and the Vladimir.
I think they banned the Trundle themselves last game, if I'm correct.
Yes.
They swapped that around for the Azir because the champion bans on Lachende Gerdas are the same, so they want to pick that one up here. But the Vladimir, once again, I mean, last game it just didn't really have the impact that you would expect. But this time there's no Azir to push him his way, so that's a plus side for them. So maybe that's the change they need here for this matchup. But yeah, we have the Braum again.
Yeah, that was somewhat to be expected. I mean, the combination of Ashe Braum is very powerful, especially if you get that initial stun with the Crystal Arrow. Then you immediately can have Braum jump in, tap the target once, and then immediately you can continue the stun. But they pick up looking to pick up Graves instead for that jungle. And perhaps are they going for the same type of setup here?
It could be. I mean, the Anivia hasn't been playing that much. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was kind of surprised if it actually was going to be an Anivia. She's not too bad, to be honest, but I feel like in a team environment, the other team will know how to play around it and to avoid getting hit by too much. And so we're not going to see it just yet. But yeah, DefRip just having a little bit of fun here, hovering over it. But we do have that Graves once again and the Braum. So far, similar team composition coming out of Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, thus far they only have to change up their mid laner, but that should be no problem whatsoever. They have plenty of options right there. But looking at other options here for Sliver and Sace here in the bottom lane, are we going to be expecting a Sivir to come out again? Because, to be honest, Sivir did work pretty well in terms of CS. It was just that, well, the overpowering presence of both Ashe and Braum that was enough to take out Sliver. And Sliver picking up Sivir.
Oh, okay.
And here's Olaf. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Kirai on that, I think, a couple times. The jungle Olaf, and against the crowd control that's coming out of the side of Lachende Gerdas, he can soak that up and try to block it away from the rest of his team. So he can take that Ashe arrow, take the Braum hits, and still keep on running and go for the backline. So a lot of dive potential here on the side of ECVisualize.
To be honest, I like it, especially, like you said, combine it with the Sivir, which means that most likely their final pickup will be something that also gives them a little bit of speed. I guess Bart has a little bit... Does Bart have a movement enhancing ability?
No, but I mean, he has his magical journey, of course.
Yes.
But perhaps the Karma could come in here, being able to deny some of the AoE damage coming out of the Ashe as well. So that would help out a lot.
So yeah, Victor and Jax. We were already talking about the options that Coscu had, and Victor is going to be the pickup here. So again, no, it's not going to be Draven, not going to be Blitzcrank. It can't be Blitzcrank. If they pull out the Blitzcrank, I will shave my head. Oh wait, that's...
It could still be... Man, don't do that to me, man. But it could be the Trundle supports. Perhaps they could look for maybe like a Gnar in the top lane. It would enhance their team fighting capabilities and give them some more crowd control. Because I wouldn't be surprised if ECVisualize does something like that, because they have done it before.
Yeah, it is true, but we don't see Trundle in the bottom lane all that often anymore. So that's the thing to keep in mind here. But yeah, Say's taking his time, just thinking and conversing with his teammates on what they really want to be doing here. And they pick up the cannon.
Wow.
So it is going to be Trundle support, or is it going to be cannon support? What do you think?
It's so surprising that, yeah, they do go for the cannon in the top lane. I haven't seen cannon in like 1.5 years or something.
Well, to be fair, they're switching cannon back. Oh, this is interesting because cannon can go both into the support role and into the top role because of the poke that he can dish out. So, to be fair, the Lachende Gerdas don't really know whether it's going to be cannon top or not. I haven't. I don't know if Sven actually plays cannon in the top lane. Do you know?
I have honestly no clue, because
maybe they were playing on some separate accounts last week, so nobody could see what they were up to.
I mean, like we said earlier, they have been doing a boot camp the last couple of days, so this could be something that they want to show here, and I'm so curious about this one. But I mean, once again, with the Sivir right there, it helps Cannon to get into the enemy team so much easier, with the Vladimir enhancing the damage as well. So a lot of aspects of this team composition is so interesting and a lot different than what we saw last time.
Yeah, definitely. Cannon does remind me back of the time I was in Destiny gaming with one of my top laners. He only played Cannon all the time, but that was back in Season 2. Cannon has completely changed. I believe that he got a little bit of a change in his ultimate as well. I don't recall exactly, because we don't see Cannon that often.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how they exactly changed it. I thought that the pulses were changed, how they hit the enemies. I think they can hit more often than before.
Yeah, that was the trick. But nevertheless, we're going to be seeing that in game. Looking at the compositions, what do you think right now?
I mean, we saw what Lachende Gerdas brought to the game last time, and they are bringing pretty much the same thing, except for the mid laner, of course, because the Azir was banned. However, Victor is a bit similar to a sense that he wants to do damage from a long range and tries to zone a little bit. He will go for the realize and will be able to slow a lot. So that gives them a little bit of utility into it, but they can't block the Vladimir like they could last time. So that might be pretty essential here.
Yeah, I think Lachende Gerdas, or I mean ECVisualize, is trying to answer to Lachende Gerdas with a pretty divey comp on the Ashe, but will Lachende Gerdas be able to protect the Ashe with this comp? They have the Victor, they have the Braum.
It's going to be hard. I mean, they're going to be running straight into the Counter-Strike, they're going to be running straight into the Glacial Fissure and Winter's Bite. They're going to be running into the Gravity Field coming out from Victor. Kronos, that doesn't really seem like a healthy solution to the problem.
I mean, they have the Olaf, of course. He can just keep on running. It doesn't matter for him, so he just pops his ulti and runs through all the crowd control that Lachende Gerdas has. So perhaps they can use him to take out the Ashe, or at least take him away from the fight a bit, so that the rest of the team can focus on the front line coming out, which is mostly Kirai and Morsu, and just try to take them away and slowly win the fight. But then again, their performance last game was so good. I wonder if ECVisualize really has an answer for it.
Yeah, ECVisualize needs some form of disengage really to stop those Ash arrows from killing them. Do they have enough in the Sivir and the Trundle? And maybe the cannon a little bit for disengage.
It's going to be interesting. Do they want to run into the ultimate of cannon? That's actually the good question here.
I mean, the cannon is just a throwback. I mean, I can't remember how they used to play it, but then again, the teleport issue is quite significant. I mean, he can't respond to a gank out of Lachende Gerdas that quickly because of the delay in the teleport now. So that makes a big difference. But in team fight scenario, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Olaf combined with the cannon could do quite some work.
Yeah, it seems so. And the Trundle. I believe this is the first game of today that he wasn't banned, and now he's getting first picked immediately.
Yeah, I mean, leave him open and people want to play him because, I mean, in the Dutch College League as well, we have seen how big of a menace he can be. He can just solo run through two or three people, kill some turrets, and go crazy if he gets ahead.
Okay, let's see if Trundle can do it in this game because we are on the Rift. Let's hear it for ECVisualize versus Lachende Gerdas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to watch what the ECVisualize and Lachende Gerdas are going to be doing. For now, though, ECVisualize, a three-man party, moving towards Morsu in the top lane. Morsu in a lot of trouble. Will have to back away. Oh, the pillar comes out. He does have his ward, so he will be able to bounce away. But that means he has his leap strike.
It's not too bad, to be honest. You can use it pretty well, but...
This is a deep chase, by the way.
Yeah.
What it is. So, about aggression. Last game we were talking about, Lachende Gerdas very aggressive. ECVisualize just decided, we can do that too.
Yeah, I mean, last game we saw the lane swap. Ooh, this is still quite risky here, but I do believe like Sace is going to be able to get out. I hope so, at least.
Yeah, Sace did get stunned, but Kirai moving forward, and now they have to back away. So everyone probably going to recall and set up for the next bit of the game.
Yeah, it was a bit late as well with the invade there. But now they have some more information because of those wards. They can see if Lachende Gerdas want to go for another lane swap, because it was rather disadvantageous during the last game for ECVisualize. So they want to get rid of that and make sure that they get the good matchups.
Yeah, definitely, and we're going to be seeing the lane swap like you expected. We have Jax going into the bottom lane, and let's see. Look at Braum and Sivir, correction, Braum and Ashe right there in the enemy jungle. They're near their enemy's red buff. So are they going to be stealing that red buff? Yes, they are.
Wow.
Oh my word! I cannot believe this.
Yeah, that's such a good play here. I mean, how often do you see something like that? It's not really something that you would expect the enemy to do. So Norb can't really be blamed for that he didn't check his red buff or anything.
Yeah, not much, indeed not a lot that you can do about it. But now you have a Kitty with a slow from the red buff and a slow from the passive, plus some burn from the passive. It's going to be very hard to deal with Kitty. And Kitty is already dealing a lot of damage here to Stace. Stace forced to back away. Suikas is stunning him down. Stace is in a lot of trouble. He does have his splash available, but he needs to be very careful. One more hit from Kitty. Will he actually go down? He's still burning. He will survive. It's very close.
Oh man, how did he survive that one? I mean, imagine if Kaas had a ignite or something. It will be over pretty quickly.
Yeah, they didn't even flash, but down in the bottom lane here, Morsu in a lot of trouble. Counter-strike coming out here, but he will be able to just back away.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, Sliver still had his heal. So once again, the faith and the knowledge that, okay, it's going to survive, it's going to be fine if they go for a risky flash or anything. He can use his heal and make sure that Stace survives.
Yeah, and I guess they also have the shield, so they can heal up quite a bit, and Trundle has his passive to heal up, so it's not all is lost right there, but oh, this is interesting. Kirai is going to be finding Norb, or will he? Oh, Kirai finds Norb. Norb in a lot of trouble. Norb needs to back away from this one because the mid lane is also coming in. Deathrip and Koskyu are both there. Will Koskyu get it? Close? No, not going to happen. Now Norb needs to be careful because we know what happened last week. He turned around and he died.
Not making the same mistake twice here. And we do see a lot of summoners have been used by Lachende Gerdas. They use both summoners for Koskyu, so he is losing a lot of his movability. And Kirai actually flashed as well.
Yeah, it's also an interesting one because Grace, of course, has his quick draw, so he will be able to just escape this one. However, it means that he is also not able to chase as effectively as he would like, because you missed that additional flash for the last bit of damage.
So pretty aggressive start here, but nothing has been given away so far. Just a couple hundred gold between the two, so pretty equal. And see that the dual lane here from ECVisualize is rather in a bit of trouble. You see it, Sliver, half HP, a lot of mana gone, and Saze is still half HP as well. While their opponents, they're pretty healthy, they'll be fine.
Yeah, true enough. So that's the thing here. Oh, Norp gets spotted out by the ward, so he gets hit by the Winter Spite. Gets the recall cancelled, so that's another 20 seconds, well, lost. In the meantime, though...
Perhaps something more, actually, because Kaz is still looking for him.
Oh, this is such a cheesy play there by Kaz. But Kaz will be...
oh, he's going to do it again.
He's just going to continue this. He's just going to make Norp's life miserable. That's half a minute gone.
Yeah.
Half a minute gone, and that means that his direct opponent Kirei can just go straight into the enemy jungle and do whatever you want. He did get spotted out by the small, well, the ghost that you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means that he's just going to be rotating back into his own jungle.
It's at least enough warning for Svenne to move away, because he saw how pushed up he was against Orsu there. Because of course he is ranged against the Jax, helps him out a little bit with farming and pushing up the wave. But again, puts him at risk as well. So
yeah, definitely. Now, looking at the middle lane, we have Coscu versus Deathrip here, but nothing too special. Deathrip slowly but surely getting a little bit of an advantage over Coscu, but let's be fair, Coscu early game, you need that additional power from the upgraded Hex core source.
Looking for a setup here in the top lane.
This is interesting.
Might be at risk.
Sliver, if he moves too close, oh, he's taking a lot of damage here. Will he actually go down? Forced to flash away, still has his heal. And now they're on to Saze. Saze just tanking it up. Oh, they're trying to turn it around here onto Kaz. Kaz, one more hit, the Ignite goes out. First blood, now they're focusing on Kitty. Kitty might just go down here. One more hit, that's all it takes. Oh, he turns it around, but he does go down. And it's a 2-for-1 in favor of ECVisualize.
Yeah, I mean, good job for Kitty picking up that kill onto Sliver, but 2-1 here for ECVisualize.
This is what they needed. This is what ECVisualize needed.
Yeah, and it's just Kaz hasn't even used his exhaust there, so he could have denied a little bit of the damage, and perhaps they could have killed Sliver easier with it because of the armor and the magic resistance reduction.
Well, let's be fair, Kaz is only level 3. I mean, he was a pretty easy target. That's also the issue. He spent so much time fighting Norp, but he didn't get all that experience that he would have otherwise gotten, and that's probably what well, hurt him in this case, because Sliver and Saze did have that advantage. Looking at the Dragon, though, Mountain Dragon.
Yeah. I mean, once again, same as last game, it's mostly for split pushing and getting more of those Dragons and Barons. We do not have really long-range AD carries or anything, but there's a lot of long-range auto attacks from the side of ECVisualize. They have the cannon, they have the Vladimir and the Sivir, so it's easier for them to push and be safe at the same time. But then again, I mean, the same accounts for Lachende Gerdas, of course, because you see them with those Graves and the Ashe, so... Have to see.
Oh, there's the Ashe arrow coming in. Sliver in a lot of trouble. Will he go down? The exhaust is there, but is just one more hit. It's not going to. Oh, it's going to happen. Kitty gets the return kill, and yeah, it's 2-2.
Yeah, traded back right now, and we saw the exhaust effect this time. So definitely using it now to equalize those amount of kills. And the upside for them is that the 2 kills are on Kitty, while on the other side, Saze has 2 kills. So a bit of an advantage going here to Lachende Gerdas, because Kitty has more CS as well, so he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing to keep in mind here, as bottom lane once again is Morsi versus Sven. Sven, well, slowly but surely getting a small lead in terms of CS, but not all that much.
Yeah, it's not too much indeed, so not really abusing the fact that he's ranged too much. And just not able to zone Morsu away from CSing.
Things going out all over the place, and looks like both teams are preparing to do something with Dragon. But speaking of Dragon, Norp is already on the Dragon. Dragon down to 3,000 hit points without being seen. so no wards nearby, and that means he should be able to get the first Mountain Drake in about, well, let's say 9 minutes and 20 seconds. So does that actually leave them enough time for 5 Drakes?
Let's see, it is probably...
Oh, Kirei coming in. He has the smite, fortunately. He gets the smite, but now Kirei is going to chase him down immediately. The Ragnarok has been pushed, has been pressed, and now they're going straight for Kirei. They're turning around as Death Rip is coming in. Kirei, can he escape this one? Oh, he turns around! He turns around to fight Death Rip, and now Death Rip needs to be very careful as his direct opponent, Kosku, came in. He does manage, Kosku does manage to take on Nord, but in the bottom lane, Sven versus... oh, will they get him? Yes, they will get Morsu, but now, oh, the collateral damage! The collateral damage coming from the top, and now Death Rip is in a lot of trouble. He needs to get away as fast as he can. Kirei is looking to chase him down, but he needs to be very careful. Smokescreen has been tossed out, but Death Rip is just a little bit too fast. But that's collateral damage, came from the top. And
oh man, that one was amazing. But Kira running out of mana, so not really able to do that much to chase down Death Rip as well. But that, once again, a bit of a chaotic mess there. And it goes into the advantage of Lachende Gerdas, just having the better of it.
Yeah, definitely. But once again, ECVisualize just... At the very least, they get themselves their kills, but they also got the dragon, and that's a big thing. Yeah. Like, I think that if they didn't get the dragon, you're right, it's in favor of Lachende Gerdas, but that dragon is going to help them later in the game.
Yeah, and it is pretty close still in terms of gold, so not too much is lost there. It was rather a close fight, so that promises a lot for the mid-game stages of this this matchup here. As I see, Kira is setting up.
Oh, maybe also a gank in the top lane. Skitty is in a lot of trouble and will be taken out. Yeah, you saw a lot of people going towards the top lane on the minimap, and well, that means there is a massive gank ongoing, and yeah, then someone dies, and this time it was Kitty. Now Death Rip in the middle lane versus Kosku once again. But it looks like Kosku this time has the advantage. He is quite powerful right now, heading into the mid game.
Kosku definitely have the better of him, and we see the Negatron Cloak coming out here for Death Rip, so it's pretty interesting to see though. I kind of expected him to do a different type of build, but perhaps he's still going towards...
Oh, Kosku, where are you going? Hero Plague has been dropped. And Sven actually coming in from the side, he actually dodges most of it, but it wasn't enough. And oh my word, the damage, it was just...
Oh, but here's the rest of the team though, they're coming at them.
Yeah, Say's moving in, there's Olaf as well, nice pillar there, that's going to be locking up Kosku and Kirei. Can they get Kosku? Well, they will be able to take him down, they take him down, and that's at the very least a wow, that was really close, the crystal arrow. It came flying in, now also from the bottom lane, it is Morsu coming in, looking to jump in with his counter-strike. Can he do it though? There's no Ragnarok on Olaf, Olaf gets knocked up, Olaf will be going down, he has nowhere to go, takes a lot of damage, will he go down? No, the heal saves him, and now immediately Sven going in, it's the Thunder Storm, and immediately they do take down Morsu. Oh my word.
Yeah, and they have to disengage because they use pretty much every ultimate available for them. So no way to go for a full-on fight. They don't want to risk it. Take the couple of kills they picked up here and go back to base, pick up some more gold, because we see that they have 1200 gold lead right now.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how fast ECVisualize can turn this around, and the fact that Olaf survived for so long. Olaf survived for so long, but also, I believe if he drops his W, he gets additional healing. So if then Sivir's heal comes in, it's even more.
Not sure if that connects with each other. I'm not entirely 100% sure if that's true, but at least we did see how Norb just hanged on to it at the sliver of death, and then in came the heal at the last possible second, just keeping him alive and allowing the rest of the team to set up for Svenne, because they had to wait. You saw teleport was coming in, but yeah, it takes 4.5 seconds. So you have to stall, keep them in that middle lane and wait for him to come in.
Yeah, looking... Death Rip slowly but surely moving towards the bottom lane, and this is an interesting one. He's right behind him. This is going to be very powerful in the bottom lane.
Oh, good ward there.
Death Rip, will he get spotted out? Yeah, he got spotted out by the ward there. So now Kaz is looking to turn around together with Kitty. Here Say's now also coming in. The pillar lands next to Kaz, but it's not going to happen. They're pulling in more forces right now. They are looking to just take down that turrets, and they will lose this one in the middle. Oh, Sven needs to be very careful. The Chaos Storm will not kill him, but that was very close.
So trading turrets mid for bot lane, and does look like Lachende Gerdas keeps on pushing here. Just Svenne in position to defend it, but they decide to back up just in time because the rest of the team for ECVisualize was on their way, but can't really do anything. And also, once again, split pushing.
Looking at the trades of towers here, so we're dead even once again in gold. That's kind of
Yeah.
showing how close these teams are together, how close together they are in terms of power level. But what do you think is the advantage for ECVisualize right now? They've given up their middle turrets, they've given up their top turrets, but they've taken the outer turrets, so the top and the bottom lane from Lachende Gerdas. What is that advantage?
Well, kind of the problem right now is that Cosq is able to wave clear pretty easily. So they will be able to defend that middle turret for a while, I do believe, unless they get a pick off. But the thing is, Svenne just completed his Zhonya's Hourglass, so that's going to be rather important for the team fights. If he gets another of those teleports, which really will have to wait for a while because it's on cooldown, of course. But that might be pretty crucial in the fights coming up soon. And we see it. I mean, Morsu has his Phage, not even has his Stinger yet, so he's behind a little bit here and really needs to get back on his game and try to get the Trinity Force as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's pretty much the basic item here for Jax. And yeah, the Zhonya's Hourglass from Sven is going to be quite important in the next fight. I guess that's what's going to happen. Cannon pops the Slicing Maelstrom, boom, Zhonya's Hourglass.
Yeah, Norb here getting called out by Jishikaz, but he actually turns it around with his ulti.
Yeah, so Norb stays alive for a little bit longer, but he can't really re-engage at this point. He's very low and he needs to just back away and say, okay, sure, you can have the damage, but I will have my life instead.
This does, however, give them some pressure here onto that bottom lane, so maybe Lachende Gerdas can get another turret out of it. However, they do not have a lot of minions, so it'll take them a while before they can really put the hurt down onto that turret.
Yeah, that's also the power of Defrip, I guess, at this point. He can also wave clear quite well, but he has to be in, well, in the middle of everything. And then basically this is what happens. So they're bringing in more forces once again into the bottom lane. I believe they've brought in everyone here, except for Sven. But yeah, ECVisualize, after game one, where, well, let's be fair, Lachende Gerdas was on top of everything, ECVisualize has finally found their own tempo. Now they can slowly but surely start building on that.
Yeah, I mean, this game is just dead even right now. It is not really a team, I would say, has an upper advantage. As we see the Kitty once again being caught out of position. This is, I think, the third time it happened. This time he managed to flash away in time, so I'm gonna give away a kill, but here is a second Mountain Dragon, I think.
Yeah, there's a second Mountain Drake for ECVisualize, and if they can get this one, then at that point, Lachende Gerdas can never leave Baron alone. That's a 20% damage increase. It's ridiculous. So this is nice. So good work here by ECVisualize. They cleared out all the wards. They set it up. They were there, and they took out the second dragon in favor of their team. So that's really good. Really good.
Yeah, and I mean, last game we saw it as well. They put quite a focus onto that dragon, but they kept giving away turrets for it. Like, they kept trading turret for dragon, and during the early game, that's just not a trade you want to make. You give away a gold lead in trade for some power during the mid and late game, and that's just not worth it. So this time they're doing a much better job, and we might get that 1-1 in the end, but it's far from over here for either of the teams, kids. Yeah, it's just so that even right now.
The thing is, Mountain Drake and the third dragon is also going to be a Mountain Drake, but it doesn't give combat stats. It doesn't give you anything, and now they're going in. Ragnarok has to push. They're focusing on the Kirei. Actually, they now need to back away. Defrip tosses out his troll pool. Will he be fine though? But it's going to be, oh my word, the damage coming out from Morsu is just incredible. And now they're looking to take down Norp as well. Norp will go down, and I think ECVisualize bit off a bit more than they could chew.
Yeah, Morsu completed his Trinity Force, so that was the call for them to go for the fight. Svenne tried to do his best with the Slicing Maelstrom, but he didn't really get into the enemy team, and he didn't have to use his Zhonya's, so couldn't get the full potential out of it. And just a good fight of the Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, Lachende Gerdas now immediately extending their gold lead to a nice 2,000 gold, but will it be enough to take down this tower though? Says this just hanging back together with Sven. Sven doesn't have a Slicing Maelstrom up, so he will have to just stay back. But how far has the turret gone? That's I think they took it down to about 25% or something like that.
Take a quick peek. Yeah, it's even less than that. So it's gonna well, take a couple of more hits from either Kitty or maybe Kirai to take the one down. But oh, Coscu, you're in a bad position.
Oh, Coscu will be destroyed. Yeah, this is basically the issue. Coscu getting a little bit overconfident right there. Headed towards the red buff, but gets taken out instead. Yeah, these kind of plays are going to be hurting Gerdas. If they keep doing this, then ECVisualize will be able to equalize. And once they actually do, they have the advantage of those two dragons. And especially the third one is going to be very important here.
Yeah, I wonder if they can make good use of it already. They're trying to go for it, but want to go for the kills.
Oh my word, look at the damage being dealt here to Kitty. Kitty gets obliterated. And that's also the issue with Ashe. Ashe does not have any form of escape. And well, you saw what happened. Just boom.
Yeah, he used his flash early, which he saw in the bottom lane, and now he had no way of escaping. He had his heal, tried to use it to get away, but no chance for him. And this might mean a turret here for ECVisualize.
Yeah, it should definitely be, but this is a completely different ECVisualize from what we saw last game. Last game, ECVisualize was being controlled by Lachende Gerdas. And at this point, they might be behind, but they're still controlling when they engage and what they're engaging upon.
Yeah, just need to pick some better fights, because we saw that in the bot lane didn't go too well.
Sometimes they do not get the fight that they want, but at the very least they initiate them, they choose when they fight, they choose where they fight. Now they just need to choose how they fight.
Yeah, Coscu was just missing from that last engagement, which played a big part, I think, because they were missing some wave control and some long range poke, which he's just so good at. We saw it on the Zir, we've seen it on the Victor as well. And
yeah, the thing is here with Coscu, he needs to be alive in order to stop those dives from happening. His gravity field is a massive deterrent from getting jumped upon, and that's exactly what you are hinting towards, because Coscu gets eliminated and ECVisualize immediately capitalizes, because they decide, okay, we can fight here. Not yet, just because just being a little bit brazen there, but in the meantime though, Norb has to be very careful that he doesn't get hit by anything, because he does have his Ragnarok, but he wants to be saving it for the fight itself.
And the next Drake will be a mountain as well, as we just saw, so imagine that. Oh, there comes the Crystal Arrow.
Nice sidestep there by Sace, very well done. So yeah, this is a very, once again, a little bit of a slowdown. In 1.5 minutes, we're going to be seeing a big neutral objective coming around, and that's most likely when they're going to be fighting, right?
Yeah. I mean, and at that point, you'll have Coscu with that zone control, and I wonder if they can get a position before ECVisualize, because I feel like if they have the control of the Dragon Pit, it's pretty hard for ECVisualize to get in there. As we see Sven in a bit of risk here.
Yeah, Sven in a lot of trouble, forced to pop his Zonias, but now he doesn't have any... No, he's going to be going down. Yeah, I was looking to...
oh, but Coscu died in mid lane.
Yeah, Kaz is in a lot of trouble now because he lost Coscu. Will Kaz go down? One more hit, that's all it takes. Oh, that was a long race. Even with the flash, it was already airborne. And a very nice shot there by Sliver. But looking at the top lane again, Sven was way too far ahead. He didn't have his flash available, and he just overextended. He was trying to get away. Slicing Maelstrom didn't quite make it happen. And now, ECVisualize at the very least capitalizes on it because they knew, okay, there are two in the top lane, we can just take this fight.
Yeah, exactly. Just acknowledging the fact, okay, we have a 4v3 in the mid lane. If we go for a fight, and they instantly went for the engagement, made sure that they at least traded the kill that went down in top lane. But now they take a turret out of it, but also doing work once again, trading that one. And I wonder if they're gonna go for that dragon.
You have to also give it to Sven here, timing the teleport just right, because it's now back up just in time for the dragon. Same actually applies to Morsu here, but a lot of the summoners are not available. Coscu has nowhere to go. His flash is gone, so if they take the fight right now, they can focus on the Coscu, and they can immediately take out one of the biggest damage sources on the side of Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, so it's gonna go down around this dragon here. And it does look like Lachende Gerdas has the position. They're going to take control of the pit.
Look at Norb here. Norp is zoning out the team. Oh my word, here's the teleport coming in from Sven, but is he going to be on time? Ragnarok has already been popped to gravity well. Will be stunning someone, or will it? No, it's not going to happen. Here is the slicing Maelstrom. Sven just doing so much work, but is it going to be enough? No, Kira in a lot of trouble. Will he actually go down? Yeah, that's all the damage gone. But now it's not the Morsu with Jax versus, of course, the only Sliver, and now it is a triple kill for the one and only Morsu. Oh my, that turnaround from Morsu.
That fight was amazing at different points. I mean, you saw the triple stun from Svenne, and then there's Morsu in the end cleaning up with the help from, it was Kitty that was still remaining there on the field. But we kind of saw maybe a bit of a misplay from Norb going a bit too quickly because he was super low before Svenne even got there. Not really able to really focus down on the target because he started on Kitty. And then he changed targets, went, okay, we gotta kill Coscu actually, so he focused on Coscu, and then neither of them died, so it was pretty chaotic. Perhaps a small fault in shot calling, who knows, but...
Yeah, it could be, or they, well, the thing is that I believe the teleport timer also changed in the last patch, so it could also be a little bit of miscommunication on that regard. And instead of being, I believe it's a it used to be a 3-second channel, now it's a 4-second channel or something like that?
3.5 to 4.5.
Yeah, so it's an additional second, and that can really throw you off, because you saw Sven was just 1 second too late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really hard to deal with, because it always was that 3.5 seconds, so it's also muscle memory right there. But Dragon is available, I believe, but now Norp needs to be a little bit careful. He will get some support here from Sven and Sace. From the rear, though, Devrip is looking to come in. Can he actually do it, though? He's not going to be able to. Kitty was there to deflect any option of him going in, and they're going straight for the Dragon.
Yeah, but we did see that the ulti from Kaas was used. Then again, Norb had to counter with his own ulti, so a bit of a trade there, and they do give away that Dragon, but oh, we might see something more going down here.
Yeah, they're looking to chase down Norb, but Norb is just a little bit too fast, gets one hit of a Winter's Bite off, and that's about it. So for now, Morsu needs to be careful, Deathrip, and of course Norb chasing down the one and only Morsu, but Morsu will be able to back away in time. So blue buff being stolen. This is an interesting situation actually for ECVisualize, because they were controlling the fights, but that one little, well, screw up kind of put them in a bad position.
Yeah, but this game is still so close. Just well, almost 3,000 gold here for Lachende Gerdas, but the most of that is because of the 2 turrets they picked up in comparison to ECVisualize. So they have taken some more objectives lately. And it's up to ECVisualize to answer that and try to get some turrets back of their own, because they haven't really been putting too much damage down on any turret. As you see, ooh, there Fripp. It's a bit of a risk there. He was being chased by Morsu.
It's always a risk going and being chased by Morsu. That's definitely the case. Was already the case back in Season 2. It's still the case, so don't get near Morsu. But if you don't, then this happens. This tower here is taking a lot of damage. Morsu already taking it to 25% hit points, but it will fall before Deathrip can even get near.
Yeah, so another objective being picked up and allows them to get some extra gold here. And Kira has been clearing out that Baron pit, so they might set themselves up to get another Baron here, maybe.
Yeah, that is an option. But they also need to be very careful that ECVisualize doesn't do the same because of those 2 dragons. I mean, of course, Lachende Gerdas also has a mountain dragon available, but yeah, it's a massive boost in power for ECVisualize. So that's the thing to keep in the back of our heads. Looking at the builds here, is there anything you find out of well, out of the ordinary? Because, for instance, Vlad's build in comparison to what we've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, before you saw the full tanks, so now he's going for a bit of a mixture of it. I mean, he has the Abyssal Scepter, it gives him some tankiness and the Realize as well. But these items are more AP focused, while we saw the full tanky items before, like the Star with Spirit Visage, and just be a tanky beast with damage in it as well. So it is a bit different. Makes it a bit harder for him to take a whole brunt of damage. But he can still get in there and do quite some hurt. But I mean, honestly, I don't see really anything that's out of the ordinary or anything.
For now, though, it looks like a little bit of a skirmish here between the Lachende Gerdas and ECVisualize. I like what they're doing here with Kaas and Kire. This is going to be interesting. If ECVisualize runs into this one, they're going to be sending in Norp, though. That's a smart idea. Norp has the ability to actually back away. But this is going to be bad. Sliver in a lot of trouble. Sliver managed to pop the spell shield, but it wasn't good enough. Immediately, the fight will be breaking out, and now they're going straight for Death Rip. Death Rip will be surviving this one, but look at Sliver doing so much work. But here is Morsu once again, just obliterating whoever he jumps upon, and that's a double kill coming out from Morsu. And now they're going to be chasing down Seist. Seist in a lot of trouble. Counter-strike stun. Oh, Seist, you're going down. Ignite. No, that's the Morello Nomicon actually hitting him with the Grievous wounds. But that's a 2-for-1 in favor of the Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, and they just can't keep Morsu off of the backline from ECVisualize. He just keeps on running into them. You see that Seist is trying to build towards that Frozen Heart and at least reduce his attack speed a bit to be able to sustain a bit longer. But yeah, here we go. Another Baron in the hands of Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, it's the Baron, yeah, once again, means that most likely the game is going to be over. I mean, this is what we've been seeing. Let's see if the ECVisualize can break the Baron curse. But up till now, yeah, let's be honest. Baron pretty much meant the end of the game. ECVisualize, they're about 6,000 gold behind, so that's not that much in this stage of the game. It's like we're 30 minutes in. It's not that much. It's maybe a major item for one of the players, but that's about it. Looking at the overall item builds, what do we expect to happen in the next couple of seconds? Seconds, minutes, hours, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, we see Svenne building towards that realize as well, so they want to be able to control the team of Lachende Gerdas as much as possible and keep them at range and keep them at bay. But they're having so much trouble right now because of the power that Morsu has, which...
Oh, hello Morsu, and it's a sandwich in the bottom lane. Morsu in a lot of trouble, takes so much damage and will get taken out. Shutdown gold going over to Sliver. And now finally they need to back away as fast as they can. Top lane being pushed here by a 4-man army, but this is going to be fast enough of a recall for ECVisualize, but it's not going to be the case. They're going to be losing their top inhibitor, and that one is gone. So that's a lot of super minions that are going to be pushing into the longest lane on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, a lot of commitment into killing most of them. Oh, Seist gets caught here.
Yeah, goodbye. It's no contest.
Yeah, that at least equalizes the amount of players they have, so they can keep on pushing and try to go for another inhibitor, because they'll have the pressure of the super minions in the top lane pretty soon, and they can use the Baron buff to their advantage in order to push out this middle lane here and get some more objectives out of it, because they want to keep on snowballing, keep the ball rolling, and try to push ECVisualize into a bad spot here.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be what they're attempting. They take down yet another inhibitor turret, and things are going from bad to worse here for ECVisualize. And will they actually be able to do something about it? Well, at the very least, they still have the wave clear, of course, with Sivir. They have Vladimir to do that, but the Summon is already closing in.
Yeah.
Lachende Gerdas are going towards the next dragon. The next dragon is the Cloud Dragon, which is, well, not really that important, but they at the very least get themselves another dragon. And,
yeah, it's more to get another stack towards the Elder Drake.
Yes.
Just be able to get a little bit more damage out of that one. And, well, other than that, it's just another objective they can take here for pretty much for free.
Yeah, definitely. So now Morsu is just backing away for now.
One upside here, though, for ECVisualize is they finished the Realize onto Svenne, and they finished a Frozen Heart as well for Seist. So they have that attack speed reduction onto Seist, so maybe they can now fend off Morsu and stop him from killing Sliver and killing Death Rip.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing. Can they disengage from Jax, or can they actually, will they be once again be overrun by the power of Morsu? Now they're heading towards the bottom lane. They're looking to take out Coscu indeed. Can Coscu survive this one? Will Coscu go down? Well, he's doing a lot of damage here. Sliver takes so much, but he's down to half hit points. Now Seist is going to chase him down, but Seist can't kill Coscu. Seist is a support right now, so Coscu will survive now. So the Sweet Cast also coming in here, saving Coscu, and now they need to back away, but Seist is getting hit by the Glacial Fissure, and he will go down. Top lane, it's already happening here as Morsu goes straight for that rip. He's going to be there when the Counter-Strike ends. but the flash from Deathrip keeps him alive for now. Kira, in the meantime, actually going to be catching Norp. Norp chasing down Kira. Kira in a lot of trouble, but will he actually get a little bit of support here? Sven to the right actually managed his slicing Maelstrom, but it wasn't enough. And now Kira turning it around. Norp in a lot of trouble. Norp will go down, and well, let's be honest, they have so much power here near the end of the game, and yeah, they're actually all in the base of ECVisualize. This has to be the game, and it's a 2-0 victory for the Lachende Gerdas, unless ECVisualize does something that we haven't seen before. But well, let's be honest, the Lachende Gerdas already on the first Nexus turret. The second Nexus turret is about to fall. They're focusing their attention on the Deathrip. He's forced into his pool. Will he actually survive? Well, for now, but they're turning it around. Sliver goes down. Koski gets a kill, and yeah, it's going from worst to worst, as it is ECVisualize taken out of the tournament by Lachende Gerdas. They're on the Nexus turret. They're now on the Nexus, and we have our finalists. It's Sense Esports versus Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, convincing after all, the 2-0 victory here coming out from Lachende Gerdas. Just doing the objective game a bit better in the last one and just performing a little bit better in the team fights. And challenge just very well done by them.
Yeah, GG well played to Lachende Gerdas. They showed up today, and the second 2-0 of the day, I guess we didn't expect it.
No, I definitely didn't. I expected ECVisualize to at least make it a 1-1 after this game and then maybe turn it around, but it didn't happen. Lachende Gerdas just obliterated their opponents, let's be fair. They just said, okay, we're here to win, and it looks like we're looking to see Sensei Esports against Lachende Gerdas in the finals. And Sensei Esports, I believe they beat Lachende Gerdas, or did they lose in the last week?
Let's see, Lachende
I believe
Gerdas,
they beat Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, they lost in that last game last week. So perhaps they can do the same thing. But honestly, Lachende Gerdas have been looking very strong. So it's going to be a close one for sure in the final later on.
Especially Morsu looked really well in those team fights, and they couldn't handle the Jax.
Okay. Well, it looks like yeah, Morsu was incredibly powerful, but Nick, I think we have people ready.
Yeah, Daniel as the team captain of Lachende Gerdas on stage.
And that happens to be your MVP, Morsu. How did this game go? Because the first one was kind of, well, a stomp, but the second one was much closer, right?
Yeah, I think the second game was quite sloppy. The first game was just very well done by us, very coordinated, but this one was quite sloppy, some poor team fights, but we managed to pull through and get the win.
I was under the impression that ECVisualize actually played a lot better in the second game, but you say you were just sloppy.
Well, I also think the standard lanes were good for them, because their lane swap wasn't really good. And this game they got to show their A game, I think, and that's why it was a bit harder.
But even their A game wasn't good enough?
Not for the Lachende Gerdas.
What do you think about Sensei Esports, who are going to face in the finals?
I think they're a strong team. We lost to them in the group stage, I think. Yeah, we lost to them. So it seems like we're going to have to pull an upset to win.
Okay, then the casters were talking a lot about your performance. It seems that you've been the MVP of the last few games. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree at all, because basically I'm just playing the split push top laner. My team is telling me what to do, and I just wait until I see victory on my screen.
Congratulations, man. And we'll see you in the finals against Sensei Esports. Give them a big round of applause, Lachende Gerdas!